Hello, my name is Toby Campion. I'm a poet, performer, a playwright, and I'm also the director of Unislam, the founder of the National Youth Poetry Showcase, and I've run various events over the last 10 or so years. And this is a video giving 5 tips that I've picked up on how to run events and projects as an artist. I'm going to try and go quickly so I keep it to 5 minutes, and I apologize if I repeat or make any mistakes, but this is like the 5th time I've recorded this, and we're just going to go for it this time. So, my first tip is to dream big and start small. That might sound like a bit of a cliche, it might be coined somewhere else, but in my experience, that's really important. So, when I say dream big and start small, for example, Glastonbury, we all know how huge Glastonbury Festival is. 200,000 people a year attend it. In the first ever year of Glastonbury, there were 1,500 people in a field. Tickets were £1. It was free camping and free milk all weekend, according to Google. So there's no reason why you can't create an event or a project that's as big as Glastonbury. But even those events that are that big had to start small. Figure out what it is that you want to do, what it is you want to offer, and research that on a smaller scale to begin with. So, for example, if you want to start an arts collective or a music collective, maybe run a one-off open mic to begin with, or a couple of free workshops to start with. And that way you'll figure out, okay, who's coming to these events, what is the demand, what do those people actually want to get, is that actually slightly different to what I had in my mind? And don't be afraid to change the plan, to do a little bit less of this, a little bit more of this, and develop and build and grow in that way. Okay, number 2, ask for help. Don't be afraid to ask for help. You can't do everything on your own. Other people have experience and knowledge that will be invaluable to you. Even if people can't offer you funding maybe or money, they can offer you advice. So I'm thinking arts organisations, other artists, individuals, arts council, local councils. And also if you're on their radar, then they will be able to signpost towards you in the future when other opportunities come up. And also in that same point, don't be afraid to ask for money. Money is out there. Arts Council have 116.8 million, something like that, over the next 3 years from national lottery funding for project grants alone. So that's the thing that you would apply for if you want a project or to run an event generally. Why couldn't you have some of that? What's stopping you from having some of that? There are relationship managers out there to talk to. They're friendly. They want to fund good projects and good ideas. So don't be afraid to ask for money. In that vein, number 3, figure out what it is that you are offering, and who it is that you're reaching and who it is you're working with, and align that with the organisation that you're seeking money from. Unfortunately, in my experience, there's no such thing as free money. Even Arts Council want certain things. They want you to reach certain numbers, want you to reach people in certain demographical regions, whether that's age groups or where they live geographically, things like that. Figure out what the organisation wants and how your project and your work fits in with that and aligns with those values and who it is they're trying to reach. Number 4, think about the practical things, but don't be put off by them. So you're going to need public liability insurance. That's easy to do. You're going to need to think about contracts, how to draw them up. Other things, perhaps safeguarding training or things like that. But don't be put off by those things. They're all things that are achievable and things that you can approach other arts organisations and ask for. Depending on your art form, there are overarching bodies who should have templates for those things and should be able to advise you on those things. So don't be put off by them, but do take them seriously. Number 5, I would say perhaps most importantly, is make time for your own work and know the difference between creative development and professional development. So, for example, if you're running an annual festival, it might feel like running that is developing your work, but it's actually not. If you're a poet, for example, and you're running this national festival, running the festival is not actually improving the quality of your poetry at all. It might be building your networks and building your funding profile and giving you lots of connections or different things like that, but it's not actually making your work itself, your creative output, any better. and your craft. So think about that and make sure you have time for your creative output and your own artistic work. That it might be that you can tie the two together and that you can, run a series of workshops that you can take part in or things like that. But make sure that you're taking time for yourself as an artist and not using all of your creative energy into the event or the project that you're running. That's 5 minutes. Thank you for listening. Hopefully some of that's helpful. And good luck with your project or your event. I look forward to hearing about it.